Hi there, my name is Paul Collins, CEO and co-founder of SkillsTX, and over the next few minutes I'm going to take you through another one of our demos, this one focused on the leadership user experience. So very much looking at this from a leadership perspective. If you're interested in any other perspectives, we have a few demos from the employee user experience right through to senior executive experience. Okay, so let's have a look at the chapters that we have for you in this video. So we're going to start with a little bit of an overview of the SkillsTX planner, just the high level view of it, but then we're going to dive into the leadership aspects, which is an option called My People and the ability to view your team, the ability to view evidence, which is often a good idea if you're then going to approve and oversee someone's action plans. So approve their profile and collaborate on their action plan against their career development. And team analytics, where we get a view, an aggregated view across your team, so you can have a look at the skill balance, overall skill gaps and such like. So I'll just pause there and we'll jump straight into chapter 1. Okay, so starting with a view of the planner, let's just have a look at the overall navigation here. So I'm logged in as either a team leader or a line manager, so people have been related to me in terms of I have some responsibility for them. And across the top of the page in this blue bar here, I've got my own skill profile, I've got my own action plan and my own evidence, and I also can keep notes. And then because I am assigned as a team leader or a manager, I've now got My People and I've got Team Analytics. I'm going to ignore the admin at this point. That is because I've actually got some administration rights as well. From a collaboration point of view, just while we're in here, you can see that my skill profile has been approved by my leadership, in this case Eric, and if I hover over it, you can see there's a comment that was made. So Eric has looked at my profile and agreed that the skills represent what I'm able to do. This 1, 2, 3 we cover in more detail in the employee user experience demo, so have a look there if you want more detail, and likewise the assignment of roles and percentage matching, etc. Down here, just a quick look at the profile. We've got the ability to just hover and see the descriptions, edit, print, of course, look at previous profiles. If I actually go back to a previous profile, I can make it the latest. So just a few other features there we didn't cover in the employee experience one. You can also add comments. This is useful from a management point of view. You can ask people to add notes against skills. And the other thing that we have in here is the ability to include more specialist information. Sophia is agnostic, but we have the ability to include what we call attributes against skills. And you can see here we've got Prince 2 Foundations and Practitioner, and I've indicated that I've got Prince 2 Practitioner. Notice there's a hyperlink there. That could take me off to a more detailed description of what that actually means, maybe even a test. Another thing, just while we're looking at the planner, if I scroll further down, we've also got the ability to add additional skills and frameworks to supplement the Sophia framework. Very often our clients will include a leadership framework alongside Sophia. So that option is available and completely configurable. Okay, so that's just a quick view of the planner. I'm going to go into chapter 2 and have a look at My People. I'll just pause while we move across to that. Okay, so here we are in chapter 2. I've now selected My People, and not surprisingly I've got a list of the people that report to me, or I've got responsibility for their development at least. I'm not going to jump around in this because we've already seen the planner, and if I click on one of these it's just going to take me into Jodie's planner. So I'm going to see their skill profile, their action plan, their evidence, their notes, etc. I've got the ability to generate an activity statement across my team, see what's happening, and if I hover here, this is telling me that maybe we've got a bit of an issue with the team here. Most of them seem to have inactivity for the last 30 days. Could indicate that maybe they're disengaging with their career development. Here we've got an indicator that says that I've approved somebody's profile, and here an indicator saying that an approval has been requested, but I mean, that was actually quite some time ago, but as a manager, I have not yet actually gone in and approved. So the onus here is actually for me as a manager to go in. So let's just have a look at one of those where it's been requested. So just jumping across now into one of my team's skill profiles, and I can see here that Meifeng requested approval on the 21st. I can look down at the skills, I can check evidence and current action plan, and when I'm happy I hit the approve, a mandatory comment, so that there's some dialogue between me and my people, and that would then show up on Meifeng's planner as an approved profile. I'm going to jump back into my people. Just a couple of other things on this table. You can see that I've also got the tracking against the current and future requirements, so I can see how they're positioned against the job just with a very quick glance. And if I just come down here, I can see here that this person is quite a low percent. It might be perfectly okay, that, but sort of 34% match against current requirement means obviously that person needs quite a lot of support. Okay, so we'll have a look at viewing evidence and the approval process in a bit more detail in the next chapter. Okay, so viewing evidence, this is chapter 3. So just going to take you through a bit of a use case here. One of my people has requested approval, and I'm just going to go in and just double check. There may be some skills here that I don't actually recognize as skills that have been performed within my team. So I'm just going to have a look at evidence to see if there's anything to support those skills. So now I'm looking at evidence for Lavinia, and I can see here there actually isn't any evidence to support. So it might well be that I would ask Lavinia to add some evidence to support that skill, and then I would come back in and check when I'm satisfied that that evidence supports the skill. I would then move to the approval. I've already showed you the approval, so we don't need to go into that. What I am going to go into now is action plans. And one of the actions actually could be provide evidence. So I'm in, again, I can see there's a to-do action in this action plan. So I'm going to pick one of these skill gaps here, and I'm going to add an action. So have a look at what this is. It's all about performance management, which is managing people. I'm going to go with shadowing. I'm going to call it secondment. So I'm going to ask for this person to be seconded into another department and shadow a manager in that department and maybe take on some of the leadership tasks. We can put a target date, duration, and one thing or another in here. So it's always good practice to put a target date in. So let's pick one. I'm going to say I'm going to spend 2 days with the team, and I'm just going to save that action. Okay, so that's added an action, and now you can see at the top of the page, action uploaded, send notification. Going to do that, and that's now going to send a notification to Lavinia that there's another action being added. So a very good way to collaborate with my team. Now we're going to move into the final chapter, which is team analytics. Okay, final chapter, team analytics. I'm not going to take you through in huge amount of detail. This is really just to give you a flavour of what's available. So let me just take you down the options that we have. And this really follows the logic that we have within SkillsTX, which is we document the skills we have, we document the skills we need, we bring those two data sets together to provide us with gap analysis. We've gone a step further here where we can explore the team and put like a virtual team together for maybe a project across my team members. We can look at actions across the team, and I might combine actions together to get more value. I can search for candidates, so if a new job or a new role is required within my team, I can go and look at the existing team and see how well they match, and I can see what changes they've made. So back to what we said in the previous chapter, if I'm making or I'm performing approvals and someone asks for approval, if they've been previously approved, I'm going to want to know what the differences are so I can just go in and have a look. Okay, so if I just scroll down here, just give you a sense of what we've got here. I've got the ability to, filter on individuals. I've got detailed information in terms of Sophia skills and what we call generic attributes. I can do a deep dive here. If I hover, it'll tell me how many people we've got with these skills at these levels. And if I do the drop down, you can now see I've got full detail. So just a very quick way of looking across the team. I want to dive into skill gaps because obviously one of the things in a leadership role is that I'm trying to make sure that my team are adequately skilled up to support the needs of the business. Okay, so we've got the skill gaps showing here. Same sort of logic. I can filter on all sorts of different requirements. If I was going to play a use case here, I'd probably be interested in major skill gaps. Those are where the people don't have the skill at all. And I'd probably be interested in current requirement because that's the sort of business as usual type roles. And then I can focus in on here. I can see these 3 people need this skill at this level. I highlight it and it will take me into that detail. Okay, so that's a quick look at skill gaps. So I'm going to have a look at another one here. We're going to have a look at Team Builder. This is a useful one if I've got a new requirement that my team needs to perform, maybe a project or some new work. What I can do is pull a team together really quickly by just making some selections here. And it's building the team at the top. If I just keep clicking, you'll see it's adding more people to the top of the page. And then I can get much more sophisticated and include this extra level of detail as well. So if I want somebody that's got Prince 2 practitioner, I can focus in on that and it will highlight who's actually got that. So that's just a very quick way of scanning my team for skills. I'm just going to finish off on one final one. And this is where I can look across my team. So if I create a new requirement, I can see whether anyone on my team matches. I've got these slider controls here that will give me the ability to filter it down for the best matches. I can do this from the point of view of a person, and I can do it from the point of view of a requirement. So let's say this benefits analyst is a new one. I've selected that. There's currently 7 people in my team match, but if I start moving this slider, I now get down to 1 person that's greater than a 48% match, and it's Geordie. So very fast way of finding people in my team that would match a job. And I can do it the other way around. If Lavinia's showing that she's getting a little bit bored in her current role, I can use this slider to find other roles that would be a match. Okay, that's the end of this leadership user experience demo, and I'll see you on another demo very soon.